Welcome to our ASCM case competition presentation.
So our executive summary is going to hit 3 points: situation, scope, and high-level solutions. The situation is Juice Perfect's market share has been decreasing due to its inability to sustain expectations and market demands. The scope of this project is the contract team to identify improvement areas in the supply chain and propose a plan to reform the manufacturing processes across all plants. And we're going to use Georgia facility as a basis for that. Our high-level solution is optimize raw material management to address negative impacting measures, eliminate the silo effect, and improve factory efficiency to address the underutilization of maintenance resources and scheduling that affects downtime. So the problems identified is failing to meet market demand, market share is decreasing, all plants are experiencing high volumes of unplanned downtime, material mismanagement, isolated teams for each functional group, suboptimal procurement of packaging raw materials, and complicated manufacturing processes.
The assumptions and justifications we made start with there may be other external forces decreasing market share. This is due to competitors, SCRM, or poor outputs into the market. We also chose Georgia as the worst performing plant, and we are assuming that they are a representation of the flaws found in the other plants. This is based on their outlying hours of annual unplanned downtime. We also assume all plants have the same downfalls. This is justified by one solution will be effective across all plants. Another assumption is all teams within each plant are trained solely for their one function. This is justified by cross-functional training is lacking, if not non-existent, in the company. Another assumption is slack from procurement is due purely to Juice Perfect. This is justified by procurement of raw materials will be improved by focusing purely on Juice Perfect and not the suppliers. Lastly, the complex manufacturing process cannot be improved. The manufacturing process for juice production is fixed, but the operations and resource utilization around it can be adjusted. So in our market analysis, we found that the juice production industry's annual growth has decreased by 1.5% from 2014 to 2019. Included in this percentage, there was a 1% increase as people decreased their soda intake. Competition is high as sports and energy drinks are becoming more popular to a younger demographic, and new or existing companies are switching to less sugary juices to fit the increasing health trend. IBIS World expects for revenue to increase at an annual rate of 0.2% over the next 5 years. Companies will need to be more flexible for consumers' needs as preferences keep changing. Lastly, since consumers are becoming more health conscious, suppliers will need to purchase more expensive and higher quality materials as well as there's more competition introduced into the market.
Now we're going to talk about material management assessment. Their current material management is the filling and packaging lines operate independently from the production process, and also there's isolated teams in charge of different functions. So this results in poor communication and complex manufacturing processes. Our proposed solution is to incentivize managers to cross-train employees, establish cross-functional laborers, and create lean processes such as labeling, pallet location, standardizing staging area, and 5S. So now I'm going to talk about asset care assessment. Their current care's production relies on sales forecasting, market demand, and well-predicted executed asset maintenance. Mismanagement areas are causing dramatic results such as spare parts are not always in inventory, inaccurate equipment repair, wasted product, and varying degrees of downtime, and a lot of orders are being canceled. The proposed solution we have for this is develop flexible asset management program, again create cross-functional teams, establish preventative breakdown and maintenance training, and encourage a cooperative culture.
So during our factory efficiency assessment, we found that their current factory inefficiencies came along the lines of inefficient predictive maintenance leading to negative occurrences. They had a lack of maintenance resources required to meet their planned maintenance schedule, and that came in the form of labor expertise not there when they needed it, labor shortages when they needed them, and spare parts not being available when they needed them. There's also the inability to bring lines down for scheduled maintenance and meet their plans. So our proposed downtime solutions are to create standards of work for consistent operations, cross-train employees in all of the process, breakdown training and single-minute exchange of die training, quality assurance of components coming from the warehouse, and then also production and maintenance operators should prioritize the production plan according to the production and maintenance schedules. So for our strategic solution, we think to optimize raw material management, they should cross-train employees on the full material management process as well as create lean processes along the lines of 5S, 5 Ys, or Plan, Do, Check, Act. To improve factory efficiency, we think they should create standards of work, cross-train employees, provide breakdown and single-minute exchange of die trainings, get quality assurance for the components, and also prioritize the production plan and operations. Lastly, to implement consistent asset management and maintenance plans, they should create a flexible asset management program that will consistently adapt as needed. They should build cross-functional teams throughout the organization. They should promote a cooperative culture. And lastly, implement disruption plans to react quickly.